Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for spending time with me again today on Innerviews, where we meet the people behind the businesses in South Africa. And today I'm very excited to be introducing you to Gugulethu Mkhize, who is a friend of mine. I've known her as an entrepreneur for more than a decade now, and I'm very, very excited to share her story with all of you. So, Gugu, over to you. Please, will you tell us a little bit more about your business and why you started it?
Okay, I will start from way back. And yeah, my name is Gugulethu Mkhize. I started this business many, many years ago. Maybe I can say about 40 years ago now. How I started it, I was a nurse. When I finished high school, I just became a nurse. And I discovered that I'm not really good in nursing. Therefore, I looked for a job. And fortunately, I got a job with Checkers head office in Johannesburg. Well, when I was there, I was just a mere clerk in an administration office.
Mm.
But that job was really boring. So I went to the HR manager and asked her if she can give me something better that I will enjoy, working on. So she said, "You are fortunate because we have an opening in our architectural department."
Mm.
So I did apply. And then she said to me, you can apply if you don't mind to work there. And she cautioned me and she said, there are men only who work in that department. I said, no, I don't mind as long as I'm not going to be bored.
Mm.
Then I was admitted in that she gave me the job. She said, okay, if you don't mind, you can go and work there.
Mm.
Then I started working. It was a really intimidating environment, but I was very fascinated with what I saw there. People there were drawing buildings. So they were drawing Checkers stores.
Mm.
So it was a store planning department. They were planning stores and drawing them and, all that work. But firstly, my boss said to me, because you don't have experience, what we're going to do with you, we are just going to start filing all the plans that are drawn already.
Mm.
I said, I don't mind. It's quite interesting. Then I saw they trained me, and then I started doing that type of work. As I was working, I became fascinated with the drawings. And I asked my boss, I said, you know what, I think this is very interesting. I would like to try it. And then my boss said to me, but you need to be trained on this. You can enroll in a school and start drafting. I decided, okay, that will be good. And then I started it, and then I enrolled in a school on a part-time basis. I
Mm.
was going there on weekends and in the evenings. I started drawing, but it was engineering drafting. So,
Mm.
well, it's the same as architectural. It's only that architectural you draw your buildings, and then in engineering you draw some little things like screws and pins and all those things. So I said, well, for starters, maybe I should do this, and then I did. I became very good in it, and I
Mm.
was like, oh wow, I think this is a career for me.
Mm.
So I spoke to my boss. I told him, I'm doing this course and I'm just about to finish. When I finished the course, the boss said to me, okay, we will promote you. You will start doing drafting.
Mm.
Then I did. I passed the course and the company paid all the money that I've spent to study that course. And I became a draftswoman.
Mm.
Then whilst I was doing that job, I did it for 6 years. I continued being promoted in that department. And then after that, I decided to study further to do construction now because I was becoming more interested in this construction business.
Mm.
Then, fortunately, my uncle was in the US. He left South Africa many years ago through political things. So he told me that, the United Nations is giving scholarships to all South Africans who want to study in the US. And I said, well, I would love to do that.
Mm.
Then then I started applying. And fortunately, I got the scholarship. But the problem was that now the scholarship was in the US and I was in South Africa. So the United Nations said, in order for you to get the scholarship fully, you need to come to the States. I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to go there? Then I started working very hard. I did part-time jobs. You know, I started the business just there. Then I started drawing plans for people.
Mm.
And I got a lot of customers, clients who were extending their houses in the townships. Then I started there, I did that, and I had enough money to take myself to the United States.
Mm.
So I left on my own, no political help or anything like that. Then I arrived in New York. When I arrived there, I faced the United Nations and they wanted to interview me and see if I do qualify to do this. Then I told them my story and they were very impressed. And then they decided, okay, then we give you the scholarship. Then I went to a University of North Carolina, where I studied industrial technology and I majored in construction and I minored in manufacturing.
Mm.
So I studied, and the 4 years that I was there, I studied and qualified. When I came back here in South Africa, my mindset was in starting my own business. In my mind, I was saying I'm going to compete with the giants of construction.
Mm.
Unfortunately, being a woman in a male-dominated environment,
Mm.
I really had a lot of challenges trying to get into this business.
Mm.
Then the first thing I did, I just got a job just to get more, more experience in this construction. Therefore, I got a job with the municipality, Johannesburg City Council.
Mm.
Then I worked on the roads department because they didn't really have the construction management that I studied, because I studied mainly my specialty is building houses.
Mm.
So they didn't have that. So they put me into the civil engineering department.
Mm.
Doing that, the United Nations wanted to know if what kind of work am I doing. I told them at that moment I was doing, I was working with roads construction, in civil engineering department. So fortunately, they had other things that they wanted me to do, but unfortunately, I didn't have the opportunity to go back to the US and do my internship.
Mm.
So there was a group of people. They had I think they had a partnership with the South African government at the time. At that time, after 1984, the South African government who wanted to take some people to go and get their internships in Japan.
Mm.
So I was one of the people that was selected. I was the only woman out of 99 guys. They wanted 100 people.
Mm.
I was the only woman there.
Mm.
All the guys, we went there, and I was selected to their civil engineering um, program.
Mm.
So I was there for 3 months. I was trained very well there, and I came back. I continued working with this the municipality. But then I thought to myself, I think I can do better if I can start something on my own, because that was the idea, that I wanted to start my own business, because I knew that this was going to be very beneficial for me.
Mm.
Therefore, but I started by contracting myself in companies. Because I have studied manufacturing and construction at the same time, I was running, I was contracting myself in different companies. I would contract myself in the construction environment and contract myself in the manufacturing environment.
Mm.
So I did that for quite a long time. I just kept on going like that. And then whilst I was doing that with the construction side of things, I felt like, rather than go out there and work in on sites, I might just as well start teaching people how to build houses. That's exactly what I did. I started doing that. I just got a whole lot of people wanting me to do that. Then, unfortunately, I got a challenge again, because now after 1994, everybody was beginning to start these training companies. So there were so many training companies, to an extent that my business just fell apart. I had a lot of competition, and I was just not doing very well. Until then I went to Race Corp, where I was trained how to run an effective business. I would say it did help. It didn't help to go there, because some of the things that I was supposed to be doing, I couldn't really do them very well. But I didn't say, okay, now I'm going to give up. No, I decided to just run my own things, on the sides, making sure that my knowledge is not wasted. Until I met a guy from Nigeria. We went to a meeting that was organized by the government. So I met this guy, and he said to me, he was very much interested in knowing me, and he saw my profile, that I'm good in construction. I said, no problem. And then he said, I want to take you to Nigeria, and then I want you to work with us there. And then I said, fine. Then in 2011, the guy took me, we went for feasibility studies to go and see how we can start the buildings in Nigeria. Then I went there in 2011. And then in 2012, and then I came back. I went there just for feasibility studies. And then the following year, we started. But then they asked me if I can be able to teach those people. They organize young people there who were unemployed. So they wanted me to teach them and show them how to build houses. That's when everything started. So we started by building a show house. People were very impressed. I used students to do that. I taught them how to build houses from the foundation up to the roof. So they did a very good job. Then we did that. We built a show house, and then the people were so impressed with that. And then we partnered with Hydroform Technology. That's the company, a South African company, where you do your own. You have your own bricks, and then we don't use cement or mortar to join them. So it went very well, and Nigerians accepted that. They were very impressed with that type of building. Then we continued. In 2012, I continued training people. I trained them so well that they started building a complex. So that complex, they are still doing it up to this day. They have built wonderful things there, and they were very, very impressed with that, to an extent that I'm still working with the Nigerians up to this day. But now, because of the COVID-19, we decided we're going to put this business online. So now I've recorded all the information. I just wrote a whole program by recording it. So I recorded the whole program from buying a piece of land up to building the house or whatever structure that anyone want to build. So I've done that, and we're working on that at this point in time. We are at the stage where I have started a program, and then I call it GNQ Academy, which is going to specialize with the training of people to run, if anybody who wants to build can use that program and teach themselves how to build. So it's very simple. I've made it very simple. It doesn't have all these technicalities and all that, and it's very safe. So I have made it a point that when a person builds a house, they build it in a very safety. They recognize the safety measures that they take when you build a house without any complication. It's a very short course, and it can be done within a month or two. By then, a person will be able to build their own houses.
Mm,
I'm planning to sell this idea to the Minister of Housing and teach people how to build their own houses. That way, I thought to myself, it will help people to have houses, because the shortage of houses here in South Africa
mm.
is very, very, it's very problematic. So that is what I'm doing at this point in time.
That is such an amazing journey. Um, I didn't know all of this about you when we were at Raise Corp together, so it's lovely getting some of the backstory on your
Mm,
experiences. So, what has it
yes.
been like for you to be a woman in a man's world?
It has been very difficult, I must say, because um, South Africa hasn't really warmed up for women to do
Mm,
their jobs, especially men. If it's a known thing that a lot of women are complaining about the same thing, especially the women who are working in a men's world.
mm,
Men have a tendency of wanting to display that they are better than us, and
mm,
they don't understand that we have the same strength as them.
mm,
You know, women these days, they fly planes, they do all kinds of things to show that we are strong. We can do anything. I can get into a site. I am qualified to be a bricklayer. I can lay bricks like nobody's business, just like a man. But no, it has been very tough. The reason why I'm like this today, I ended up doing what I'm doing, is because of the fact that nobody recognized me. I
mm,
was working at the Johannesburg City Council, and I was working with men. I was doing everything. I used to unlock the pipes, the drainage system. We were working. I was working in the being a woman. I would get inside a manhole and do the work down there.
mm,
But they never recognized me.
mm,
That's the reason why I left them. They were just, I don't know, maybe it's, I always said they are jealous.
mm,
I don't know. That's what I used to say, because they were not treating me well. It has been a very, very big challenge.
mm, mm. I think it's also fear as well. If all the girls start taking over, then what does it leave for them to be good at?
Hmm.
So I
It
think
is.
it's quite a complex challenge. And are you still the only woman in the industry for a very long way, or are you seeing more women slowly moving into the industry?
Oh, I see a lot. No, I'm no longer. I'm no longer on myself. I think my time has expired, because young women. I see a lot of young women. Becoming builders.
Mm,
Others studying building science, others studying quantity surveying, others studying construction management.
mm,
Yeah, I see a lot of women going for this now.
okay. So do you think it's going to change moving forward from here?
Yeah, I think it will change. It should, in fact, it should change. Like I've just said, that we have the same strength as men.
Mm,
So I think that young women need to stand up and do it, because construction is construction. We will never stop building anything.
mm,
The building industry is going to go on and on and on. So I
mm,
really encourage women, especially the young women, to
mm.
go and study construction. It is a very interesting career, although it's hard, but it's very interesting, and it's a good one.
Mm, mm. What has been your favorite part of your journey in this industry? What do you enjoy the most about the industry?
I enjoy, transferring skills to people. That's why I took, instead of going out there and work as a builder, I decided that I should just transfer my skill, because I'm very experienced and I have a lot of knowledge regarding this kind of work.
Mm,
So I like that. That's what I like. I just like to transfer skills to other people.
mm, mm. Now, when you started out in this industry, did you ever imagine that you would have an online training academy?
Never. I was shocked. I never thought about it, honestly. Oh my gosh, it has really blown my mind. When my partners, thanks to, South Africans are so mean to foreigners, but believe me, foreigners have done a lot for me. These guys, the Nigerians, the way I worked and the way what I did in Nigeria, it just blew their minds, and they were like, "You." They call me Mama G. They said,
Mm,
"Mama G, you are a superstar." So
mm,
they decided, let's just put this online, tell the world what you can do.
mm,
So I'm really proud of myself, to be
mm,
honest,
mm,
and proud of my Nigerian guys.
mm, mm. How does
Yes.
how does the Nigerian business landscape differ from the South African business landscape?
Well, Nigeria is an African country, and they are just starting. But what I saw is that, those guys are real business people. They
Mm,
know how to do business. They are good at doing business, and the way they do business, well, we cannot compare them with South Africa. South Africa is an advanced country. They are going there. They are still working on things, But
mm,
what I saw in Nigeria, I saw that, those guys are doing a great job. They are good in business. They work very hard.
mm,
They
mm,
are hard workers.
mm, mm, mm.
Yes. Mhm.
And how do you see the housing industry changing in this country? You said that we've got a shortage of houses. Do you see more people building their own houses? Do you see this as a growth industry or something that just trickles on?
Well, construction is bad in South Africa. It has gone down, as you have seen and read about it. I read about it. They say, it has gone down, and my take on that is that the reason why it has been bad like this is because of corruption.
Mm,
In the past, I heard that they say construction is for comrades. So, in other words, if you are not politically connected, therefore it's gone with you. There's nothing you can do. We can't work. Like I have seen, I have very few jobs. In fact, I don't even have any jobs, with the government.
mm,
So that is what I want to see things change. I with this online training of mine and some of the training that I'll be talking to government with, I think it's going to change the housing problems in South
mm,
Africa.
mm,
But it's not going to happen today or tomorrow. It's still a long way to go.
mm,
But I'm thinking that it is definitely going to change.
mm, mm. And
Yes.
you're laying the foundations for that change with your training. I think that's amazing.
Yes, because my idea now, because I have a brother who is an architect,
Mm,
and he's a CEO of the architectural trade. So I've been talking to him. He's very much connected with the government housing and all that, because he has worked with them. So he gave me an idea that I should sell my program to our minister of housing, human settlement.
mm,
So that way, my thinking is that if we can take this course and take it, they must buy it and take it to the communities. and teach people how to build their houses, for themselves, this is going to be, this will be very good. It will help a lot with the housing problem here. Because you see, there are so many people who are standing in the street. Some of them will tell you, we can build this, we can build that. My program is short and it's precise. So it will just teach them how to build a house within a month. So we can get a whole lot of people who can do that. And then they build their own houses instead of asking other people to build them. Because this thing of building, of hiring people to build houses for people, it has created a whole lot of problems. These people are corrupt. They take money and then they run. They don't do anything for people. They don't build any houses for people. So this course must be, a groundbreaking thing for the housing industry.
So you're going to be putting the power back in the hands of the people.
Yes, that's what is supposed to happen. People must do things for themselves, because it seems like the government is not really doing it. That's what Nigerians are doing. They are buying my program, and that's what they do. That's what I like about them. That complex that we have been building, I left them to build the complex on their own. We have trained people who didn't even know how to build. Now they are professional builders. They can build their own houses and they can build for other people, which is one thing that we need to do here in South Africa. By doing that, it's going to be a good thing. Nobody will be saying, I don't have a house to live, Especially those. My idea at the beginning, I was like, I want to build homes for the elderly, because I've seen elderlies are being abused by their grandchildren. They take their money. They do all kinds of things. What about if we just build, homes for the elderly? They don't pay anything. People who money can donate and make sure the poor people, they don't have anything, they don't have houses, they don't have anything. So that will be one of the things that I want to look at and concentrate on. Yeah.
You are such a fantastic role model for others out there. Thank you so much for sharing your inspiring story with me today.
Thank you very much, Mel, for having me after so long.
Such
I'm really
pleasure.
happy.
It's wonderful connecting with you again. It's so nice to hear what you've been doing in the last 10 years since we spent time together. So, Gugulethu, where can people reach you online if they want to get in touch with you and learn from you?
Well, at the moment, my guys, my IT guys are still trying to get me a website. But then for now, they can just give me a call if anybody wants to talk to me. I'm on 073-048-9037, or they can email me at gnqconstruction@gmail.com.
Okay, that's fantastic. I will add that contact information in the description of this video. So for those of you who are watching, if you didn't get it the first time, you can find it in the description of the video. So thank you so much for spending time with me today. That was really awesome. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mel, for having me, and the audience. I really loved and enjoyed this interview.
Sure.